We are taking on Slovakia's charming capital city in just one day, exploring its top sights and of course tasting the best local food. From medieval streets to must-try Slovak dishes, we're Madison and Ivan, and we can't wait to take a bite of all Bratislava has to offer. Let's madventure. It is so amazing to me that a 45-minute train ride can transport us to an entirely different country and culture. Vienna and Bratislava are the closest capital cities in Europe, and we've spent the past couple of months based out of Vienna. So this morning we bought the Bratislava Pass at the train station that includes trains to and from the city and all transportation in it for just 18 euros. Bratislava! Ahoy! Ahoy, what are we on a ship? No, apparently. Correct me if we're wrong, our Slovak friends, but that is how you say hello and goodbye. It's like aloha. We are here in Bratislava for literally like a few hours. So why are we moving? That is why, because we cannot stop, but we could not miss the opportunity to explore this beautiful city. The fact that we could take an hour train ride between the capital of Austria and the capital of Slovakia is just incredible. And here we are, 1 hour train ride, and we have been transported to a place with an entirely different culture, speaking an entirely different language. Like, it's just incredible. But luckily they still use euros, so we don't have to get out money. So that's nice. This is St. Michael's Gate. It is like the most iconic spot in all of Bratislava. It is like the final piece of what used to be the wall around the city, dating back to the 1300s. I'm sure it's been rebuilt a lot since then because it is very beautiful and new looking. Now we are walking towards the main square. Where we hear there might be a Christmas market. I see it. Oh, with just a few hours to explore here in Bratislava, we know that we are definitely going to leave here wanting more, but we had to get a little taste of Slovakia while we had the chance. Definitely going to have to come back and explore more of this beautiful country in the future. We made it to the main square, and the Christmas market is absolutely incredible, and now felt like as good a time as any to start our food tour here in Bratislava. So we got Bratislavski rozok. It is like a poppy seed roll, and this is just like one of the most classic pastries from Bratislava and from Slovakia in general, but Bratislava is literally in the name. Just look at all of these poppy seeds. Oh my gosh. Oh, really good. The poppy seeds are gonna be in my teeth though. It's literally just a thin pastry, but they have like a nice egg wash on the outside, giving it like a nice shine. And then just stuffed full of this poppy seed filling. When poppy seeds are used this way, it's almost like chocolate because it's giving you just this amazing bitter sweet flavor. Definitely a little harder on the bitter side, but in a delicious, amazing way. The texture is like a little bit like crumbly, and then pairs so nicely with the yummy filling. This is really, really, really nice. I actually have family that immigrated from Czechoslovakia when it was one nation. My grandparents and great-grandparents like loved poppy seed pastries, and I definitely feel like I'm getting an amazing taste of kind of like my own heritage as well while we're here. The architecture here in the square is like all from different time periods. So here, this tower is actually from the like Gothic style and Gothic period. And then over here, we have like an Art Nouveau building. It's just so fun. There's a lot of statues here in Bratislava that were built in the like 1990s as they were like revitalizing the city, just to add a little bit of fun back to this area of the town specifically, which had become really dilapidated during the communist era. They just really rejuvenated it. As you can tell, this is just a beautiful square, just full of like lively energy, especially with the Christmas market. Not Slytherin, not Slytherin.
Like, oh, what's the story here? There is none.
The locals just come up with fun stories. If you touch his nose, it's good luck. That's why his nose is all worn out. But you'll find love and become pregnant.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. This is Primate's Palace, and this is where the Archbishop resided. Some pretty incredible digs for an Archbishop, IMO. Bratislava is so incredibly charming. Everywhere we look, there's a beautiful historic piece of architecture, and then all of a sudden, a UFO. This bridge seems so random near all these historic buildings, but it's actually a groundbreaking piece of architecture. When it was built in 1972, it was the pride and joy of the communist rulers. Now, the capitalists have taken over, and it is home to a restaurant and observation deck. Right beside it, though, we see more of the city's history, Bratislava Castle. The first written reference to this city includes a castle on this hill, back in the 9th century. And it's seen a lot of history since then, mostly as a military fortress until the 18th century when Empress Maria Theresa of the Habsburg Empire took a liking to Bratislava and transformed it into a royal residence. Bratislava was a hugely important part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and actually served as the capital of Hungary for almost 250 years when Budapest had fallen to the Ottomans. In fact, 19 Hungarian kings and queens were crowned here in St. Martin's Cathedral.
More than have been crowned anywhere in Hungary. In fact, the last Hungarian coronation was not in Budapest, but was in Bratislava. A replica of the Hungarian crown still tops the steeple.
Oh wow, is this more of the wall?
Yeah. Directly across the church door is a broken bit of the 15th century town wall.
Oh my gosh, check this out. So beautiful. There's some really cool architecture here in Bratislava.
We are at one Slovak pub, which is such a fun location built into what used to be a church. They've kept a lot of those like church motifs, a couple paintings, the aesthetic around. Really nice and fun place for a bar and restaurant. I have in front of me the kapustnica. Again, apologies for if I'm butchering that pronunciation, which I probably am. This is a sauerkraut soup. You can smell like a little bit of sweet smokiness from what I imagine is a sauerkraut. Nice dollop of sour cream in the middle too. I'm ready to eat. Nice tang to it. Very hearty, an incredible amount of flavor. It looks like such a humble soup, but it is hiding an immense amount of flavor in the broth itself. And like, because of like how tender the meat has gone fall apart, it's released all those fats into the broth as well. On a cold winter day in Bratislava, this will warm you up.
This is actually a very popular place with college students, and we saw that if you get like top marks on an exam, you can bring your scores, show them your test, and you'll actually get free soup, which is so much fun because that soup is really good.
To wash it down, we have some Coca-Cola. It might look like Coca-Cola, but this is actually a Slovak soda. Let's try it out. It's got such a fruitier herbal, but not like a sweet herb, like a Christmas flavor almost. That is very unique. A little lower on the carbonation, flavor forward. I like that. The Coca-Cola packs more caffeine into it as well, so we'll pick me up to keep exploring Bratislava.
And I got the Vienna here. Another Slovak soda. This one's actually like a grape soda. The hills here in Bratislava are actually full of vineyards, just like in Vienna. And with all those grapes, they make a lot of wine, but also grape soda. And so this is Vienna, and you can actually choose. They ask like red, white, or rosé. There's 3 different options. So it's not like your like crush grape soda. Like this is gonna be very different, I have a feeling. Ooh. Yeah, that is good. That is really good. It's almost like a Riesling, but there's no alcohol. It's like a Riesling soda. Like it's like almost just like the flavor of more of like a very, very sweet wine, but carbonated and with no alcohol, which is nice because we have a lot to do today. So I chose the white because I know that they have a lot of really great white wine that comes here from Slovakia. It's just like a perfectly sweet, delicious soda with all the good, yummy tastes of sweet grapes. You know, I don't think there's any added sugar or anything. It's just like a delicious, sweet grape, Riesling-y flavor. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, wow, this is so good. We also have ordered the Slovak national dish, the Brenzdovi haluski. So it is a potato dumpling with sheep's cheese on it and bits of bacon. I'm excited. Sounds like a great national dish to me. Oh my gosh, just look at this ooey gooey creaminess. This looks incredible. Oh yeah, tastes incredible too. It's so good. Every ingredient in this dish is so good. I definitely see why they make it the national dish. The dumplings are just so doughy and delicious, just absolutely perfect. The texture is amazing. Just like a yummy homemade dumpling, you know, like it makes you feel like something like your grandmother would make with love. Like it's fresh, it's delicious. Then the creamy cheese is out of control. It is so good. Has the perfect amount of funk, just incredible, incredible. The bacon is real bacon, not like your ultra processed grocery store bacon. And it's like these thick square pieces of bacon that are so packed with salt and flavor. Delicious, delicious meatiness. So, so good. Wow. This is very indulgent, but very, very good. We're cutting it close with our train, but before we left, we had to get one last treat, actually a few last treats. We're gonna eat some of them on the train, but this is a tridelnik. We had a very, very similar pastry when we were in Budapest, but turns out the tridelnik specifically is actually a protected Slovak pastry, whereas in Budapest, that delicious spit cake was not protected. So might be a little more of a Slovak treat. So it is a yeast roll wrapped around a spit and roasted. And we got the one with cinnamon sugar. I just love like how it comes apart like a cinnamon roll. That is really good. Not served with quite as much sugar as the one we had in Budapest was. No, don't get me wrong, the ones in Budapest are incredible. I love it when it's fresh out of the fire. This one was not, but it is still served warm. The delicious ending to a deliciously good time here in Bratislava. The cannonball. Yeah, just open it. Made it. Back on the train, back to Vienna. That was an amazing day in Bratislava. That's so incredible to be able to just take a train an hour away and experience an entirely new, like entirely unique like culture and language and just city. Like that was just awesome. It was so fun. And now we are headed back and we have to catch this train to grab our bags and then catch another train all the way to Rome.
Did we tell them? It's Madison's golden country.
My 31st country while I'm 31. So we are now on our overnight train to Rome and it's time to get our final taste of Slovakia. This is what I was the most excited to try here. This is a kolache. And a lot of people don't know about kolaches, but as a Texan, this is actually a breakfast food that I grew up eating on a pretty regular basis. And I moved to California and I ordered a kolache and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. They had never heard of this. Turns out it is a Czech and Slovak dish that a lot of immigrants from these areas brought over to Texas. So I grew up with this dish and a lot of people in the US have never heard of it. Actually, typically with like plum, poppy seed, or cheese. So this is a plum and cheese. Oh wow, But I'm really curious. Let us know in the comments if this is typical of a Slovak kolache, because it's very flaky and it has a lot of just like layers, almost more like a croissant. Usually when we have kolaches in Texas, they're a little bit denser. The bread, I think, tastes the same, but the layers are so different than what we have at home. It might be different than the kolache that I'm used to, but it's delicious. And it's just so fun to be getting a kolache outside of Texas, in the area where it is originally from. It's so special to be getting a taste of home on the other side of the world. Slovakia truly is golden. The people, the sights, the food, and the vibes. We had such an incredible time exploring today and can't wait to explore more of the country in the future. Thank you so much for joining us. It would truly help us so much if you could hit those subscribe and like buttons, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, check out one of these videos.